So for those who've been following me, I'm just kind of like continuing, you know, what my life has been like. And I mean, I just went over having like, you know, what my marriage and having kids was like, and then still having to support them, even though I know that they can do it, but it's just the parent in me, making sure that things are still under control. But during that time, most people don't realize that, you know, we have the side jobs, you know, we're always still working in the background, when they have no ambition to work for themselves. You know, I've had multiple side jobs, extra hours. I was always the one who always took up the extra shifts. Hustling didn't start because I was being greedy. It was because I had responsibilities outside of being a parent, you know, because I had bills, you know, to take care of before I burnt out, because mortgage payments were due, but that didn't pause because I was exhausted. These are things that my kids don't understand now, and that's why I'm still hustling, because I'm finally needing to hustle for me, because in order to get through the month, I need to turn my life into a lifestyle. You take more, then you need more again, a little here, a little there, selling, you know, converting, filling those gaps that were never supposed to exist in the first place. But here I am. So now I'm telling myself that it's only temporary. But I started looking at my life and I'm sitting here going, no, this is actually what I want. So just until things ease up is normally what most people do. Just until the kids are settled. Just until, you know, the next raise, if you know, if you have a job, you know, your next break, your next promised date off. But promises have a way of surrounding what is the better part of our performance. Some opportunities sparkle at first. You know, we have big words, big claims, freedom detangle, just enough just to, you know, have in front of you. You believe because you want to believe, because you need to, because it makes us feel better than admitting that we're tired of treading water. And the one thing that I do know is that things don't always pan out, but you don't stop. You need to pivot. And sometimes we need to hustle a little harder. I've learned to make someday, you know, squeeze into those today bills. You know, you don't delay your trips anymore. You don't postpone the rest days. You tell yourself next year this will be different, even when this year looks exactly the same as it did the last. You normalize your survival. Your early morning blurs to your late nights. Days off become catch-up days. You're doing laundry, running around. Your rest days actually become a luxury. You know, it's not negotiable with yourself. You've been productive, reliable. You know, people say, oh, you know, you don't have to do that. Yeah, I do have to do that. You don't do it. You don't need to do it. You do it because you have to. Because stopping, feeling scared, because you're tired, you know, but there's quite a cost to living this way. The cost no one gets to invoice you for. You don't get invoiced for energy drained, dreams deferred, you know, a vision that you keep getting pushed back to the bottom of the list. You start to realize that the hustle isn't just building a life, it's holding one together. And holding something together forever takes more strength than anybody will ever talk about. This chapter in my life isn't about failure, it's about endurance. And it's about a season where you did what you needed to do to make everything else get to the finish line. You keep moving, even if people are wondering, why is she doing what she's doing? But you know what? I'm done waiting. I can't stay afloat in the lifestyle that I'm doing. But somewhere inside, a quieter thought became reality, and it started to form. There has to be another way for me to enjoy life.